My name is Kewser. After 2 years of silence and fear, I finally decided to do a testimony for my father. Let me tell you a little bit about my background and the largest concentration camp since Nazi Germany. I'm ethnically Uyghur. Uyghur is one of the Turkic ethnic groups, just like Uzbeks, Kyrgyz, and Kazakhs. The language I speak, which is also called Uyghur, is very similar to Turkish. However, for past 70 years, we have been part of China. Historically, we have never been part of China. That's why they have been trying so hard to assimilate us for decades. Growing up, I was not allowed to go to mosque, and I witnessed how education system and social structure changed over time. In the recent 2-3 years, they have stepped up to crack down even further in the name of stability and start locking up millions of people arbitrarily in these facilities that they call re-education camps. People can be locked up for being abroad, having relatives abroad, or simply using WhatsApp on your phone. In 20th century, so-called re-education camps also existed in communist regimes such as Soviet Union or Cuba. However, China is now targeting only minority groups such as Uyghurs, Kazakhs, Kyrgyz, and Tibetans. So it's more like ethnic genocide at this point. We have not much idea what's happening inside or how long the detention is going to last. The few lucky survivors that are abroad testify that physical and spiritual torture is very common in these camps. Now let me tell you about my father. My father's name is White Umar. He's 49-year-old. He worked for the Syrian government for 20 years and retired 5 years ago due to health conditions. He is my role model. He taught me addition, multiplication, division, subtraction, even before the first grade. That could be why I was so good at math all the way until college. Also, with my father's support, I was able to go abroad and study. Since I was a kid, I would always ask advice from my father before making any big decision. However, everything changed since that day. On July 16th, 2017, he disappeared. It turns out he was taken to one of those camps by police. Thinking it was going to be temporary, my mom did not tell me in the beginning. Later on, I found out from my cousins. Of course, she did not know it was going to last for almost 2 years. It was devastating for me, but more so for my mother, who had to take care of my 2 siblings along with her full-time job. My father has been released on April 18th, 2019, almost after 2 years. However, I have no clue what he had gone through. I cannot ask about his experience on the phone. I can occasionally call him on WeChat, but I can only talk to him as if nothing happened, as if everything is normal. Based on some conversation with my sister, I figured my father's health conditions got much worse. He is constantly having headache and having high blood pressure. China has to be held accountable for such extreme human rights violation acts. For me, it has also been very rough. It was during the second half of my college. I had to bear a lot of stress and I lost interest in many things. I have been trying to stay strong and positive for him. If I get depressed, of course, that's going to make Communist Party happy. They are winning inside and outside as well. However, I know this trauma will stay with me my entire life. If you lose your cat, you can look around all over the place. But Uyghurs we're still afraid of speaking up, even though we lost millions of people. Millions of people are disappeared, but we are still afraid of speaking up and standing up. I'm not a politician, not an activist. I'm just a normal person who dares to fight back against evil. I'm fully aware of the retaliation by Chinese government for speaking up like this. But I'm here to be the voice of 3 million innocent people. I ask you to do the same. If you are in the United States, please call your representatives and request them to sign on the Uygur Human Rights Act bill that's pending in the Senate and the House of Representatives. Next, I ask you to boycott Chinese products. These products may very well be made in those camps. As we know, forced labor is very common in China. If not, it would still strengthen their economy, which they use to persecute people. Last but not least, educate yourself about this cause and raise awareness among your community. Invite Uyghurs to your house and listen to their stories. Keep in mind that bad things happen in this world only because good people are bystanders. Thank you so much.